Yo, 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 I'm back, ready to fucking discuss how it was from me being a felon to developing a career in less than 3 years, right? So I've heard a lot of people say, hey, I've just got out of prison and I can't get a job, or you can get a job, but you don't like what you're getting paid because everything's so fucking expensive out here. So I'm like, hey, so this is how I'm gonna break it down. When I got out of prison, I fucking got me a job, right? I had a buddy hit me up like, "Hey, I got a job over here for you. They hire felons." So I'm like, "All right, let's go." But I lived in Long Beach. I had to travel to fucking Anaheim. I had no car. I had nothing. So I was in a halfway house, and I'm like, "How the fuck am I gonna get over there?" I'm like, "Fuck, I'm gonna have to take the bus." All right, I'm gonna take the bus. How long is it gonna take me to get there? 3 fucking hours to get there. It took me 3 hours to get to work every day just to get there, and then 3 hours to get back on the bus, right? But I felt in my heart that this was just the beginning. Like I had to put in the work the same way it is now. I had to put in the work and sacrifice and go through the process of building myself up, letting people know, like, hey, I let people know, like, hey, I'm fucking coming on the bus 3 hours at my job. People started helping me out. I started getting rides here and there because they were like, God damn you, it's gonna take you 3 hours to get home after this, and you look tired. Let me help you out. I'll take you home. Bam. People are always ready to help. The same way I'm ready to help somebody, people were there to help me, and the circle goes round. So that's kind of what I did when I got my job. It was at a little warehouse job packaging food. You know, I they told me that there was opportunity there just to continue to work, and there was, right. First month I was started on a line to being a machine operator. I was asked, hey, you want to be a machine operator? I took it. Did that for a couple of years. Eventually through that and working 7 days a week because they did have a lot of overtime, I was able to uh, get myself a little car. By then I was already becoming. I had a lead position opened up, floor lead. I was like, hey, I want to do that. I can do that. I want to do that. Like, who do I have to talk to? Bam! I got connected. Got that position. Did that for about a year and a half. Got tired of that. It was like, hey, what's next? Like, I want more money. I want to advance, continue to grow. Bam! Next opportunity came up. I moved into inventory, became an inventory specialist. Right from there, that put me more of in a manager. I had my own desk, so I went from being on the floor in production in a warehouse setting to being having my own cubicle, my own desk, and I was just like, I went from the floor to sitting on a desk in a quiet place with an office setting. Did that. So I went ahead and I did that. Fell in love with it. Ended up mastering that shit. A lot of people fell in love with me for my dedication and willingness to turn that motherfucking position around. Because at that time, the guy who was sitting there in that position, he didn't give a fuck, and he let the whole fucking inventory, which there was over $3 million worth of inventory sitting in that facility. He let it go downhill by not keeping track of the numbers, keeping track of the inventory, having delegating the workload. It was horrible. So I got that organized, and then it was like I was there for almost exactly a year. What's next? Always what's next. So after a year, I fucking transitioned to I became a supervisor. I was like, man, I'm ready to become a supervisor. But I became a sanitation supervisor, which is it wasn't at the time, the best position to become a supervisor. They had different supervisors. I took probably the least one, but it opened the doors. It's like, all right, I'll start here and it's gonna open the doors. Did that for a year. Did that for a year, then another door opened. At this company, a lot of doors were opening. People didn't stay long. At that time I had already been there 3, 4 years. Production supervisor, which everybody was telling me that's the position that you want. That's going to help you open up your career even further. It's going to help you grow. You can pretty much, once you get the production supervisor experience, you can pretty much go to any company and they'll take you in. You need that experience to have that many people under your belt. In production, in sanitation, I only had about 15 employees, 3 shifts. Production, I had about 70 to 100 employees, and 1 shift. So a lot of responsibility. Made it happen. And the whole thing that I'm trying to tell you here is when you get out of prison, when I got out of prison, it was just like I was not gonna lose. I had to. It was all my mindset. I was gonna do whatever it was gonna take to win, whether it meant jumping on the bus for 3 hours, whether it meant not getting enough sleep. And mind you, at that time, when I first started at this company and I got out of prison, I had to go 3 hours to work. And then I had to come back, sleep a couple hours. Then I had to go to class because I was living in a halfway house, and they automatically required you to do classes to be able to continue to stay at this place. Like you couldn't just stay there and not put in any work. Like you had to attend classes and interact and do assignments and shit like that. So I was literally getting no sleep to the point where I was falling asleep on the bus and missing my bus stop, waking up like holy shit, get off, jump on another bus, go back to my next bus. I used to have to catch 3 buses. That's what I had to do to get to where I'm at now. Sitting here, I've come a long way. Eventually I left that other job and I'm working at a new job now where I'm getting paid well. I'm able to continue to grow off of my foundation that I built from prison. I've continued to stay in the same profession, the same career. Um, and my next goal is to kind of move up. Continue to move up. I'm now starting my own business. Fitness coach, fitness mindset nutrition coach. But in that area, there's also in fitness nutrition, like it comes with manufacturing. Supplement manufacturing, and I have that knowledge, that experience that I can bring to my brand. Or if I want to start creating t-shirts, if I want to get into equipment or snacks, those are all things that I've seen other people do, and it's like, I don't want to do exactly what they're doing, but I could probably switch it, twist it up a little bit, and do things a little bit different my way. And I have the experience, the management experience, the manufacturing experience, the PPEs, understanding the codes, the regulations, and maybe I have the in and outs on how that process goes. So it's important as I bring that information along to my personal brand that I've been building, and the whole goal is to say that hey, no matter what it is, there's opportunities out there. You gotta want them. You're gonna have to sacrifice. You're gonna have to take minimum wage. I started working. I started working there at this warehouse when I got out of prison. I was making $11 an hour. I was working 7 days a week. That's how I was making the money that I was bringing home a reasonable check and able to save to get a car. But you got to remember that you got to start from the bottom wherever you go and work your way up to the top. When I left that place, I was making over $30 an hour, and I started at $11 an hour. And within 5 years, I was already making over $30 an hour. Uh, I was no longer punching in. I was salary, so I was whether I worked 5 hours or 12 hours. I still got paid the same. I had that check coming in every week, and that was a huge difference as opposed to working 7 days a week, 12-hour shifts, 10-hour shifts. So just like, hey, I'm working 8 hours today. I gotta go. Like get the hell out of here. And I still got that same paycheck coming every week. So if you need more help, you need some resources, and you're in Southern California, I'll lead you in the right direction. I'm still heavily involved in the manufacturing experience. We're always hiring. Like we're always hiring. I used to always I was heavy in the hiring process as a supervisor. Not so much anymore with this new company, but I know what we're looking for. And the secret is you got to be driven. When you get that interview, you got to let them know that you want to work. You'll do whatever it takes to get the job done. You do whatever it takes to help the company move forward. That's all we want. That's all we want. And you're open to opportunity. So if an opportunity comes up, please consider me because I'm ready to work. You got to be hungry and let them know that you're hungry because people want that. They want people they could depend on. It's hard to find people you can depend on, people that you can rely on people that if I delegate something to you, I trust that you'll get it taken care of, and I don't gotta check back in with you in an hour and say, hey, did you get that done? Because there are a lot of people out there like that. So when you find those rare ones that you don't have to check in with all the time, those are the special ones. That's what we're looking for. Hit me up if you need any suggestions on how to build your career. Again, I built my career in 5 years just through hard work, dedication, and being able to do whatever it took to level up. In a company, whether it was working 12 hours, where it was putting extra projects together, where there was times where I felt like I wasn't even getting paid enough. I wasn't getting paid enough to do this type of work. But hey, I can fucking go and buy. If I want something right now, I'll go buy it. As opposed to when I got out of prison, it took me a while to financially be free and be able to buy what I wanted, because I had to give it to my kids. I had to spend it on my phone bill, small thing, pay gas. Hit me up at Crazy Fitness, at Crazy_Fitness on Instagram, YouTube. Right here, Crazy_Fitness. We got a lot more coming. I'm getting creative, building ideas, opportunities. We want to take it level up. Hit me up if you want to collaborate. Let's fucking get it.